Hey loves, Kim here, and I'm back with another video. So if this is your first time on the channel, I just want to say welcome and thank you so much for watching. And if you like what you see, feel free to hit that subscribe button and be sure to click that bell, that way you never miss an upload from me. And if you're an OG that's been here for a minute, thank you so much for coming back. So I am here with part 9 of the Magnolia Shopping District build series here in Magnolia Promenade. If you are not familiar with this neighborhood came with the expansion pack Get to Work, and I really feel like Magnolia Promenade is really slept on. I feel like since Get to Work was one of the first, well actually the first expansion pack, people don't really see how great it really is. And I want to change that by highlighting and just building some things for your Sims to do. I'm tired of my Sims constantly being at home, and I want to create some more social things for them to do, especially in times right now. So yeah, here we are, and I am creating a photography studio. So I love how this came out. I was kind of going for something kind of modern but also industrial. In my head, the story behind this lot is that this whole lot used to be like a factory, and the photography studio was kind of like the last portion that stayed close to how this factory looked originally. So it's really industrial. There's a lot of brick and a lot of kind of like, I guess, cold features, and by cold I just kind of like mean kind of like bricky, metal-y type of features to it, and I really like it. I think this place is perfect for an artist sim or a creative sim who is looking to make a career out of their craft. So yeah, here it is. There are a couple of components to this artist studio, or this photography studio rather. So there is a reception area when you first come in. There's also 2 rooms where the sim can do their photos. So there's 2 rooms for photography. And then there's like this storage room, which is usable, but I stuffed it with things, so honestly you probably wouldn't use that area too much. And then upstairs is kind of like an artist apartment. I really love it, and we'll get to that in just a bit. But yeah, here we are in the reception area, and I kind of had a difficult time deciding the aesthetic in here. Right now I kind of have that posh kind of like wall paneling, wall covering on the wall, and although I like it, I kind of knew that this wasn't what I was going to stick with. I'm still trying to figure out what's all going to go in the reception area, but I definitely knew that I needed a place for a receptionist to sit, whether that be the photographer themselves, or maybe they will hire someone to kind of manage their front lobby area. And then I also needed some seating for those waiting to have their picture done, or whatever that may be. The type of sim that I could see coming to utilize this space besides the photographer or the artist, it's probably people looking to get family portrait done, or maybe a actor on the rise who needs some headshots, or maybe a musician that needs photos done for like an album cover. Like, the possibilities when you really use your imagination and your like storytelling skills are really endless. Like, everyone is going to need a picture at some point. Oh, this would be so cute, like if someone was to do like not fraternity, oh gosh, maternity photos here. But yeah, like there's so many different opportunities for so many different Sims, and I'm just putting in a little storage closet on the side here. It's not really usable. It's only 1x2 tiles, but I just thought that in real life there will be plenty of storage for the photographer to put all of their equipment and things. And more or less this is kind of the layout that I go with in the front area. I have that brick on the wall behind the reception's desk, and it's mostly just that white plain wall everywhere else. And to the far left, I'm not sure if you can really see it, but that's the other storage room that I said I kind of stuffed with things. It's not really usual, it's not really usable, but for realistic purposes you will probably need one of those if you are a real life photographer with your own studio. But yeah, this is one of the photo rooms, and this is the larger of the two. So I thought in here you will probably do like the family portraits or like the headshots and things like that. I have a little cart with clothing on it, and then if you go out and down the hall a little bit, there's a smaller room, so that's kind of like an additional room for headshots, but I wanted to mainly use this room for product shots. So you know, if your sim was doing photos of different products and was sending it to people or selling it to people, you know, for their advertisements and things like that, like I'm so excited talking about this. I really wish that this was a thing in The Sims, where people would actually request for their photos to be taken instead of you just getting random people to take their photos. But you know what? We can pretend. We can pretend. But anyway, back in the reception area, I'm just still trying to figure out, you know, what rugs I want to use and the look and feel. And I'm kind of etching out the upstairs area right now. So like I said, this is like a single apartment. Really love it. What's all up here is of course just some essentials for your Sims to feel comfortable here. So there's a bathroom, there's a cute little kitchenette, and there's also a living room area. And then in the room off to the far side, you would think it would be a bedroom. You would really think it would be a bedroom, wouldn't you? You'll see what I do in just a moment. But yeah, I'm just choosing this door again from Get Famous. I really like those doors downstairs, so I decided to use it for the main door upstairs. And then the door that leads into the separate room is from the Moschino stuff pack, if I'm not mistaken. Here's the kitchenette, and I kind of, like I said, wanted to keep with that like that industrial feel, so I used those industrial counters. I also used kind of like an industrial stove, and I used that retro refrigerator. I believe that refrigerator is from the Jungle Adventure pack actually, but I really like it, and I wanted to choose a nice bold color. I would feel like the artist that lives here is just really into color and boldness, but kind of like juxtaposed to like the coldness of the industrial aesthetic. So yeah, what I have upstairs is the bed in like the main area, but I use the Murphy bed from the Tiny Living pack. I know that bed can be kind of annoying because it can smush your Sims and cause serious injury to them. However, I like it for this type of build because it gives the Sims the versatility to entertain in that space and also to sleep in that space. And the reason why I did that is because in that far room, I'm using it as kind of like an editing studio. So this is the perfect space if your Sims wanted to get into like being a content creator or some sort of music producer. They will have that space upstairs separate from, you know, whatever guests come in, and they could just work on their craft. So I really love it, and I feel like if this was me living in this space, I would prefer it this way. I wouldn't quite mind sleeping in my living space if my bed wasn't in there all the time, and the Murphy bed just gives us that flexibility, and I just really love how it came out. I'm just adding in some other things upstairs just to make this place feel a bit more cozy and less like a warehouse. So I have a dining table. There's 6 chairs in total, but there's only 4 at the table. The other 2 chairs, there's one in kind of like the editing room, and then the other one is in the corner, and it's kind of like a little chair holding a potted plant. But if you were to have multiple Sims over, you can always pull the table out a little bit and you already have 2 extra chairs to seat your guests. I forgot that I needed a wardrobe, so I put the wardrobe underneath the TV, and the TV and the wardrobe works just fine. And the best part is when the bed is let down, you can walk by. That was the issue that I was having in a previous build. I think I made like a modern camper, and once the bed was down, like, Sims cannot walk past. It's like wherever you were for the evening, that's where you were going to be. Since this is a little bit bigger, your Sims can walk by with no problem, and I just love that. Just in the little area right before you get inside of the apartment, I put a little coat hanger rack, you know, so you will put like your outdoor clothes there and also your shoes. So whenever your Sim is done with work for the day, they can leave their working clothes or like their outerwear outside and just come on in. Here in the bathroom, I was trying to just freshen it up a little bit. So I have the white tile on the floor, and it's just a basic wall covering. And back in the editing room, I'm just trying to decide what rugs I'm going to use. Also in the living space, what rugs I'm going to use. And I really love those rugs. I can't quite recall what pack they're from right now. I'm so sorry about that, but if I had to guess, I will probably say they're from Laundry Day, but I'm not entirely sure. Back downstairs, I'm just figuring out what I want to put in like these little alcoves. So where that little ottoman is, I decided to put in one of the wardrobes from Get Famous. You know, just for different costumes and things like that for people to hang their clothes on and to change in. And there's also one in the photo studio. But you know, also I'm working on the roof right now, so I wanted the roof to just kind of look really, like I said, like a factory, not necessarily domestic. So I decided to just take these hip roofs, these half hip roofs. I could have done them with regular hip roofs, but I wasn't sure how I wanted it arranged. And I'm just adding in these black awnings here. I just felt like black was the perfect color to accent this photography studio with. And I was going to use these accents. These accents came with the Get to Work pack, and I like them because they make them kind of look like a factory. But I decided to go instead with these columns from the Get to Work pack, and I'm changing them into a gray color so they fit in better with the building. And I like them just because they just look better to me. That's all. They just look better to me. Now I'm just adding in a trim around the rooms just to finish it off, to make it really look like those columns from both levels are connecting well. And I just enlarged that same awning to cover up the front area. I'm not sure what I would call this photography studio. I'm not quite sure. I haven't gotten there yet. I am still thinking of names of each individual shop. So feel free to drop down your comments and your thoughts below. I could definitely utilize some good ideas. On top of this factory, I just added in a satellite and a couple of vent hoods here. And I decided to size down one of the billboards from, I believe this billboard came with City Living, and I just chose the one with the people on it kind of post because I figured, you know, this looks kind of like a photography picture. I don't know, you tell me, but I was definitely happy with my choices, and I'm just adding in more photos just to kind of show off the artist's work and things like that. But anyway, you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and hop off here. If you made it this far in the video, I just want to say thank you all so much for watching. I definitely appreciate you making it to the end. If you haven't done so already, feel free to subscribe and be sure to click that bell, that way you never miss an upload from me. Also, don't forget to like, comment, and share this video. It helps me and the channel out more than you know. If you are interested in anything else that I've created and shared on the gallery, feel free to follow me. My origin ID is simply Nisey. And if you want to see any additional pictures from my gameplay and anything about my personal life, feel free to check out my social medias, which are all linked down in the description box below. Again, thank you all so much for watching, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye guys.